Meredith Leon McCormick for World Bride Magazine, and we are about to have a fabulous weekend, thus my sparkly tuxedo look today. I am super excited for several reasons. One, I'd like to think that I am one of the many purchases that made Mr. Andre Leon Talley's book New York Times #1 selling book. The godfather of fashion has let out another book, The Chiffon Trenches. So with that, we decided that this is going to be a fabulous weekend because there's going to be some shows happening. One on Saturday, and then HFR is going to do it. Harlem Fashion Front Row is doing it. So super excited about that for Saturday's show. And then on Sunday, Cinemoi is going to show their Global Fashion Week. Cinemoi is a high fashion TV network that shows high fashion from around the world and brings it into the homes of everyone that is very addicted to fashion like we are. So with that, we decided we were going to ask Daphna Ziman to please give us a few minutes so we can chat with her and find out what is going on in fashion now. Daphna and her crew. Daphna was literally sending crew in New York, London, Paris, Italy, all these shows to go see and record, interview designers and get amazing access and then show it out to the public. Now, with all this crisis and us be confined to our homes, it is more appreciated, I want to say. I think the appreciation for fashion and the quality of the work of what we really do is going to be seen through Cinemoi. So for me, I'm super excited to get a couple of quotes from her and see what this upcoming Sunday show is going to be about and what was the purpose behind it. So I know she's really super busy in trying to get all these things together. We are so grateful for the time that she did give us. So Bridal is actually suffering, according to the Bridal Council, in the ways that you don't understand. It's not in the way of, oh my God, we can't, there's a lack of brides getting married. No. Bridal is suffering because brides, the consumers, do not have access at the moment to freely go into the stores and purchase their dresses, and they want it. The shop owners, the designers are so being so responsible with the safety of the public that they want to put tactics in place so that when the stores are open and brides come to the store and book their appointments, that they feel safe and the staff of each boutique and store are safe. You heard that with my interview with Mark Ingram, with Yemi Kosiba, and you will hear it with more and more designers that we're going to speak to in the next couple of weeks. So we want to reassure you, our viewers and our readers, how important it is for you to be safe and to be patient, but at the same time, feel confident that we in the bridal industry are hearing your concerns and doing something about it. So we are going to tune in really quick and hear what Ms. Daphna Ziman has to say. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Meredith Leon McCormick for World Bride Magazine, and we are in New York City. New York City is about to open up its doors and gradually let everybody out of quarantine. But this Sunday, we're still going to be in quarantine, but we're going to be fabulous because we are going to be watching Bridal Fashion Week at its height. And it was brought to you by Daphna Ziman. Daphna Ziman. And I have the honor to interview her today and tell us a little bit about Cinemoi TV, the network that has brought us nothing but luxury. So without further ado, Daphna, welcome to World Bride Magazine TV. How are you?
I'm wonderful, Meredith, and welcome to my home. I'm doing home. I'm
I,
so excited.
I love your background. It's beautiful. Your mask is gorgeous.
I know those are African masks,
Hmm.
and and this is Ramses and Pharaoh. So
Ooh,
we have
beautiful.
some real history behind me, and
Yes.
it's wonderful.
Where are
So
you from? I hear this beautiful, elegant accent coming from you.
I'm a mat.
You're a
I
global citizen.
Yeah, I'm a global citizen. I was born in Israel. I grew up in Europe and Australia and London and then New York and then LA. So I'm a mutt. I'm a
Yes,
full
you're
blown
a
mutt.
global citizen at its finest.
Yeah, and I think that's important nowadays because we are so much of our global world right now. We are suffering together and
Yes,
we're coming together. Feel like you are part of the fashion family because fashion, who you are, is what you wear. And therefore, fashion is a personification of our culture.
right,
And fashion knows no racial differences.
right,
Fashion knows no cultural differences.
right,
Universal.
right,
So why not make it universal? And
right.
that's what is doing.
And so again, Cinemoi was created when? When was cinema created?
It was actually a French channel.
Right,
And then when I went to France, I saw it and I went, that's what America needs, elegant media.
right,
So we bought the channel and we
right,
launched it in America. And it's become the only high fashion network in the
right,
world. And we are able to really transport our viewers into places that they only ever heard about or
right,
saw on the news. So we are able to deliver the Met Gala for our viewers,
right.
really include them in those incredible world events that personify the growth of our culture.
Right, right. Because I think for a long time, fashion was limited to a certain number of people that was in
Exactly.
attendance, but yet the consumer was really the target. So if you exclude the consumer from actually seeing the process of it, how do you help them to learn about the brand? So I feel like this evolution that Cinemoi is creating through your company and your vision of it should bring the consumer closer to the brands and bringing it to their home. Do you not
And
think
you
so?
know what? That's exactly what you just said was exactly my argument.
Mm-hmm.
If the consumer, if the viewer is the target, why are we making fashion weeks just about the people that are already involved, the social involvement in this very small community, and making them the priority instead of the consumer?
Right,
And also, how limiting is this to the
right,
artists, the designers?
right.
Because they want to be appreciated.
You froze for a minute. We're going to give her one more minute. So I do have to say that Daphna is an amazing, extraordinary woman.
Meredith,
Yes, ma'am.
are we
You're
good?
back. She's back. Go ahead. Yeah, and you're right. The consumer was excluded
Yeah,
for so long. And now you're bringing it to their home during a time of crisis. But you know what? History has shown us that during the time of crisis, geniuses are always creative and bring something to the table, that's new and refreshing. So what cinema is about to do for the consumer
totally agree.
is going to be amazing.
No, absolutely, because we are now,
Repeat that. That's a great statement. Who is this girl?
even the girl who's working at the cash register at
Mm-hmm,
Target,
mm-hmm,
even she is dreaming of the great bridal gown if she's getting married, or the Louis Vuitton bag. And she deserves
mm-hmm.
what we're giving her, which is a front row seat
Right,
to a color world of fashion.
right. I agree. I agree with
And
you.
it's in her living room. And she now feels respected.
And valued.
And valued.
Exactly. Because the reality is, if we do our economic studies, the 1%, they already have access to it. They buy for limited occasion, even though
Right.
it's opulent. But it is the fantasy and the aspirational pieces that keep
Aspiration. You just said it,
Yeah.
Meredith. Aspiration.
Yep. And that's
And
what
that's
Vogue magazine was. It gave us aspiration. It gave us this desire to want opulence and something to work hard for, you know, and then I felt like it started to become excluding of others. And now you're bringing, still, it's not about taking down the quality, because you're still maintaining the quality of the brands, but now you're giving those other women access to the brands that they normally would not have.
yes, and it's more than that because you know our viewers call us Vanity Fair on television, for
Oh, I
instance,
love it.
because they want the magazine editorials. They want to see it live, and that's what we're giving them. So when you see a fashion week on Cinemoi and you meet the designer, now you have a personal connection,
Right.
and you feel like, yes, these people thought about me. They didn't dismiss me and just expect me to go with the buzz. Now I've been introduced to what I should care and want to reach out for.
Right.
And
I
that's the whole point.
and I think Isaac Mizrahi did that years ago.
Oh my God, I love him
Love him.
because of them,
He
because of
literally
that.
he literally took his high fashion and collected a capsule collection for Target, and everybody called him crazy. They said he was a has-been and it was nothing, it was a bad choice. And then all of a sudden now we see H&M partnered with Karl Lagerfeld, Donatella Versace, to create limited edition collections that brought the young affluential girl, chic, modern girl, recognize the other brands that was not considered their grandmother's brand.
But don't forget one thing. We can't just rely on those huge brands. We have to be a window for the emerging designers.
Yes.
We have to instill hope in that girl who's working for Target if her aspiration is to be a designer.
Right.
We have to tell her that we are listening
Right.
and we are watching and she can have access.
Right. So this brings me to my second question. So do you feel that fashion needs to be more inclusive of the younger designers? Because now with this crisis, will these younger new designers be able to survive and show their creations?
That's the whole point. So for emerging designers, every year we give an icon award to one emerging designer.
Oh.
Because we want that very much. But also, one of the things that we think is incredibly important is to give access. So we have submissions, so people can submit themselves and their collection to Cinemoi. They can go on our website, which is cinemoi.tv, and they can actually submit their collection to become an icon designer or fashion film and awards, and we promote inclusive but exclusive. And that's what we want to do.
Guys, I want to thank you so much as usual for tuning in to World Bride Magazine and World Bride Magazine TV and all the wonderful content that we've been trying to create to keep things upbeat for you during these challenging times. So please stay tuned as we continue to bring fashion, and tune in on Sunday so you can see Cinemoi's Fashion Week, Bridal Fashion Week from around the world that they put together for all of us. So click below at this information. It's right there, right there, right there, right there. So stay tuned and continue to follow World Bride Magazine. And thank you so much, Miss Daphna Ziman. Thank you, Cinemoi.